Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Mad as a Goat. On today's episode I would like to address the problem we have here in Australia. Now, unfortunately Australia is starting to be known as basically a country full of racist people. And I can pretty much understand why from a few examples we've seen recently. Now, you may or may not have heard, but in Australia we had a bunch of anti-terrorism raids. A bunch of houses got raided. There was speculation of plannings to do terrorist acts and whatnot. And yeah, it's pretty full-on stuff. And then a little bit later, then we have the whole Martin Place thing, where a guy goes in with a gun, and my personal opinions on this whole thing, they call it terrorism. As far as I know, terrorist, which can either be Christian or Buddhist or whatever you want to call it, terrorism doesn't, specifically mean Islam. So if you're wondering why they're recruiting people outside of Islam, it's because it has nothing to do with Islam at all. Anyone who knows anything about religion or about just logic in general knows that these people are just fucking crazy. I mean, it's so sad that in our country there's so many stupid people who are so uneducated they can't distinguish between a person wearing a bomb and a person just wearing clothing. They got all this prejudice against the hijabs and the burqas and all this, and I just read this article apparently since the whole raid anti-terrorism thing the government did, people have been going around beating up on people just because of their religious belief or cultural backgrounds or just on what they're wearing. For all you know, there's people who wear burqas, not Islamic, not even from the culture, they just like the look. It's not plausible, but it could be like that. I'm just trying to point out the stupidity of what you're doing. And people go, how could someone become a terrorist? It's like they've been pushed and pushed and pushed and pissed off and poked and prodded and beaten and, segregated from everyone else and treated different. Oh, that's it. We've been treating them like that, and that's why they're going over there. I'm not blaming it 100% on the actions of the public towards people of, Islamic or Arab background or anything like that. Basically anyone who just looks different. It's so stupid. It's the dumbest thing ever. Oh, how did these people do that? You pushed them there. That's what happens. You kept poking and prodding, you put a label on someone, and then they had no idea what to do about it, so they turned around and they went, fuck you. You did it. Your racism did it. If we get fucked over by this shit, it's because of the fucking racist. It's because of the ignorant, fucking simple-minded idiots who couldn't just shut their fucking mouths. I see these people all the time, and they bother me as well. For different reasons, obviously, but they piss me off as well. Fucking idiots going around bloody mouth-breathing fuckwits. They just say everything that comes to their head. It's like the TV says, terrorism and Islam in the same sentence, and that's all they got. And they go, oh, look at that, it's a terrorist. Like a bunch of fucking idiots. I can't even believe it. It makes me ashamed of how our country gets represented. The things that the rest of the world sees about Australia would, suggest that it's a country of inbreeding, and I could totally understand that. Because these fuckwits get a voice, these morons, these uneducated idiots, these people who don't even observe and, take in all information before just having a full-fledged opinion. I'm not saying I'm the kind of academic person that takes it all in and gives you the most, full understanding of the situation, but I'm smart enough to know that when things are stupid. I know when something's stupid. I know when something's bullshit. I know when they're using one thing to create fear so then they can fuck us over here. They're talking about, taking our privacy on the internet away and all this other shit and, ripping off pensions and cutting the healthcare and all this fucking shit. And how are they going to tie it together at election time? They're going to say terrorism, they're going to say boat people, and all the stupid idiots who don't have a functioning fucking brain will go, they're ethnic and they're going to kill us, and they'll vote for Tony Abbott again. I'm expecting him to get in. I fucking almost promise that he'll get in, because the stupid fucks get fooled by the same shit every time. They did the same thing to Vietnamese people during the Vietnam War. They did the same same thing to German people during the Second World War, and any other war, any other conflict, or any other incident they can find where they can just go out and have prejudice against people for no fucking reason. And it manifests itself on many levels. So it's not just the person in the hijab, it's not just the person in the traditional dress who gets pissed off, it's me who gets pissed off. Because I'm a little bit different, so that's something to fucking poke fun at. I'm different and you have a problem, it's because you're stupid, that's it. You don't have a problem with me, you don't have a problem with the Islamic people, you don't even have a problem with terrorists. You have a problem with not being able to know when to shut the fuck up. It's a big problem in this country. So many people just fucking, mouth off and that's what we're known for. Oh, they're smart asses who mouth off. To be honest, in public, I know when to shut the fuck up. They always think they have to be heard. They always think they're the most important. They always think, Aussie pride. Here's something for you. The first people on this fucking continent that we call Australia were Aboriginal people. They were black. You white, racist, inbred fuckwit. You don't even fucking belong in this country. And you're going, Aussie pride, let's kill people and bash them. Got nothing to do with Australia, and neither do you. The reality is, the Aboriginal, the Indigenous people of the nations should have the last say. And guess what? Most of them don't really worry. Why? Because you picked on them as well and you ripped them apart. And now they're at risk of doing some crazy shit. Everyone you fuck with, everyone that you have prejudice against, and especially when it becomes mainstream, is dangerous. Because you can push people. Don't be fucking doing that dumb shit. Don't believe the government. Don't believe the news. Fucking observe, you bloody morons. You know how I know that every Muslim isn't a terrorist? Because I've talked to Muslim people. And guess what? They're just like me. Their religion, their background, their culture basically makes no difference. And that goes for all of them. We're all basically just a bunch of bags of skin with a beating heart that puts blood around it and a brain that gives us perception. And that's all it is. All the same. If everyone could just stop being up their own arse about, what I believe in and what's right and what's wrong, and we could all just meet in the middle and realise we're all the same, and just have a standard set of rules. No religion, no race, no country. Universal, these are how we do things. This is the moral code for everybody. And everyone says Sharia law, but it's something that we all have to compromise on. We have to take everyone in, but we don't. We get segregated and we push each other apart and do all this stuff and cause wars and kill people for no fucking reason. It does nothing. It's just a waste of time. I'm angry at the racists. I'm angry at the terrorists. I'm angry at the leaders. I'm angry at the people who let all this shit happen. I'm the guy at the bottom. I know what's going on. You've got the power and you're just going to go, who gives a shit? Fuck. Stupid people. And that's basically why I understand why the rest of the world is starting to get tired of the whole Aussie thing. And why you got musicians coming over here calling us all racist. I'm not racist, but I get what you're saying. You make a point. It's just dumb. Fucking stupidity. Mad as a goat.